Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Richard Rosado,
My name is Moses Rodriguez.
and here on Gaming Online, we're gonna take a quick look on Hiroshi Yamauchi history on Nintendo. Hiroshi Yamauchi was born November 7, 1927. He was born in Kyoto, and he was sent to a preparatory school at the age of 12. He planned to study law or engineering, but World War II disrupted his studies. Since he was too young to fight, he was put to work in a military factory. Once the war ended, in 1945, Yamauchi went to Waseda University to study law. In 1949, Yamauchi's grandfather, the incumbent president of Nintendo, suffered a stroke. But before suffering the stroke, he asked Yamauchi himself to come immediately to Nintendo to assume the position of president. He had to leave Waseda University to do so. Yamauchi would only accept the position if he was the only family member working at Nintendo. Reluctantly, Yamauchi's grandfather agreed and died shortly after.
Yamauchi's first hit came when he was in a licensing agreement with Walt Disney in 1959 for his classic playing cards. Nintendo targeted its playing cards as a tool for party games that the whole family could enjoy, a foreshadowing of what the company's approach was going to be in the 21st century. Nintendo's Disney playing card was also accompanied by a small, thin booklet with many tutorials for different card games. The strategy succeeded, and the product sold over 600,000 units in 1 year, soon gracing Nintendo with the domination of the Japanese playing card market. Yamauchi realized that technological breakthroughs in the electronic industry meant that electronics could be incorporated into entertainment products since the prices were decreasing. Atari and Magnavox were already selling gaming devices for use with television sets. Yamauchi negotiated a license with Magnavox to sell its game console, the Magnavox Odyssey. After hiring several sharp electronic employees, Nintendo launched the Color TV Game 6 in Japan, which was followed by several revisions and updates of this series of consoles. Yamauchi decided to expand Nintendo into the United States in order to catch on the growing American arcade market. He hired his son-in-law, Minoru Arakawa, to head the new American operation. Their Japanese hits were such as Radar Scope, Space Fever, and Sheriff. But they did not achieve the same success in the United States. So Yamauchi turned to the designer Shigeru Miyamoto and his pet project Donkey Kong in 1981, which became a smash hit.
After the success of Donkey Kong in 1981, the Famicom was created, and Yamauchi was confident with this device that he promised an electronics company 1 million units orders within 2 years. That's a lot back then in 1980. The Famicom easily reached that goal, and after selling several million units, Yamauchi realized the importance of the software that ran on the game system and make sure the system was easy to program. Yamauchi believed that technicians did not create excellent games, but artists did. The Famicom was released in the United States as the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. Yamauchi, with no engineering or video game background, was the only one deciding which games were to be released. His remarkable intuition for what people would want in the future was one of the main reasons for Nintendo's success.
In 1990, the Super Famicom was released in Japan. It was subsequently released a year later in North America as the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or better known as the SNES. And in 1992, it was later released in Europe. The Super Famicom had been sold out within 3 days in Japan and had gamers camping for days outside shops in hope of getting the next shipment. The SNES was redesigned for its release and was more of a box-like shape compared to its Japanese counterpart. In 1993, the Super FX chip was launched that would make the SNES display 3D polygonal graphics, utilizing it to create the smash hit title Star Fox, which was designed and produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. During the entire development process, along with his team in collaboration with another video game developer known at the time as Argonaut Software, currently Argonaut Games. Around the same time Nintendo increased its research facilities, Nintendo showed major expansion during the period with new plants, R&D facilities, and a partnership with Rare. Yamauchi has displayed from the beginning a knack at identifying good games, even though he had never played them, and he continued to do so alone, at least until 1994. Later that same year, Donkey Kong Country was released. One of the major reasons for the success of the SNES was the abundance of good games developed for it. In 1995, the Virtual Boy was released, but did not sell well. Despite the bust, Yamauchi said at a press conference that he still had faith in it and the company would continue developing.
In 1996, Nintendo released its new fully 3D console, the Nintendo 64, and Yamauchi used it to draw attention away from the Virtual Boy, who was a little bit of a flop. Simultaneously, Super Mario 64 was launched as the first fully 3D platform game. In 1999, Yamauchi and Nintendo announced their intention to work on a new system with an IBM Gecko processor and DVD technology, codenamed Dolphin. This system was the Nintendo GameCube. Yamauchi talked about it at the E3 about the impact that release of Xbox would have on the GameCube. Yamauchi admitted at the 2001 Nintendo Space World that he had intentionally ordered the Nintendo 64 to be difficult to program games for. The idea was to repel untalented third-party developers from the console, since the SNES and the NES had a little bit of a problem back there with third-party consoles and some people making fake games for their consoles, and hence tighten the quality of third-party games. However, this plan backfired and merely increased the number of poorly developed games for the console. As a result of this, the Nintendo GameCube was to take a different step on the other direction and provide easy, smooth programming environment for game development.
Yamauchi touted the Nintendo GameCube as a machine designed exclusively to be a video game console, an approach which was considered at the time different from Microsoft and Sony, due to their respective Xbox and PlayStation 2 consoles. He believed that the GameCube would specialize in providing the best gaming experience possible, as opposed to the entertainment hubs being promoted as its competitors. Both the Xbox and the PlayStation 2 have DVD and CD-ROM playback functionalities, while the Xbox also features a built-in hard drive. This bias towards performance only and the creation of hardware that would allow developers to easily create games is what Yamauchi believed would set the GameCube apart from its competitors.
After the 2001 Nintendo Space World and after the announce of the new gaming console, the Nintendo GameCube, on May 31, 2002, Yamauchi stepped down as president of Nintendo and was succeeded by the lead of Nintendo's corporate planning division, Satoru Iwata. He finally left the board on June 29, 2005 due to his age and because he felt that he was leaving the company in good hands. Yamauchi also refused to accept his retirement pension, which was reported to be around $9 to $14 million, feeling that Nintendo could put it into better use. He was also Nintendo's largest shareholder despite stepping down. As of 2008, he retained a 10% share on Nintendo. He was the 12th richest man in Japan due to his shares on Nintendo since their success with the Wii and the Nintendo DS consoles. He donated the majority of the 7.5 billion yen used to build a new cancer treatment center in Kyoto.
On September 19, 2013, today, Mr. Yamauchi has passed away. He died due to complications of pneumonia. He was 85 at the time. Nintendo released a statement saying today that they were mourning the loss of their former president and that no Nintendo information was going to be released today.
It's a really sad news story, and Yamauchi was one of the greatest game developers and one of the greatest presidents, CEOs that the gaming industry has ever seen. It doesn't matter if you're a Sony gamer, Xbox gamer, Nintendo gamer, PC gamer, everybody in the gaming community is paying their respects to Yamauchi. He made a lot for the gaming industry. He revolutionized what we know about the gaming industry. He saved the gaming industry from the gaming crash in 1985. He's one of the best characters that had ever passed in this game. I can only say, so Hiroshi Yamauchi. Would you like to continue?